Hello, Potato. Welcome to Weekend Magic for July the 9th, 2022. And as you can see this week, I'm being joined by a friend from 2 years ago, Minnie Mouse, from the Minnie Mouse The Main Attraction, Enchanted Tiki Room, Series 5 of 12. And the fact she's standing here with us today can only mean one thing, and that is my George Lucas figure arrived. Yeah, it showed up last night, well earlier than when it was supposed to. I, in fact, just shipped off the defective one on Thursday, and I was a little worried when I got this I saw this on the porch, because it was in like the exact same size box, but somehow this time he fit in there properly. So yeah, he's arrived and in proper condition, the way the first one should have been. Good job, Amazon. And I don't think that I read, there's actually words on the back here. I don't think I read them last week when we looked at the damaged one. But it got a picture of George Lucas on the set of Star Wars A New Hope, not called A New Hope at the time, and the words, "We pay homage to George Lucas and his remarkable accomplishments in film with a likeness of the director himself clad in the distinctive armor of Imperial Stormtrooper." That feels grammatically incorrect. But yeah, there's we looked at last week. Equally good sculpt and paint job, and I'm quite happy with it. And I am still tempted to maybe, try to see if I can get like a damaged one from Amazon that I can actually open and put up on a shelf. But he'll probably end up on a wall somewhere at some point, because he's in good wall posting condition. All right, now obviously that's not really the main focus of this week's video. The main focus of this week's video, as you can probably guess, is going to be the next part of the Mickey Mouse The Main Attraction series that came out last Friday, arrived last night, and is the Mickey Mouse counterpart to our Minnie Mouse The Main Attraction here. So we will start off with the smaller things, which means we need to go down there to look at them. So as we have done thus far in this series, we'll start off with the pin. And as they have done thus far in this series, they've put a big sticker on the front of it, showing that it is MMA, May, Tiki Room LR. So let's pop it out of the bag and actually see what the pin looks like. Give us a first glance of what our Mickey's gonna look like. I mean, of course, unless you looked at pictures on the Shop Disney website. Because I think as of yesterday, these were actually still available. Everything except for the key, I think, was still available. But there is our pin. I got a little crease in the card there, but nothing too awful. We got pin on pin going again. The hat and the parrot. Is that Oscar? What is the name of the bird? The parrot. Oh, I can't remember. And I just saw the the attraction like a month ago, and I don't remember what the names were. But we do have Mickey, the kind of a neat effect on the shirt there, just the pattern with the seam down the middle. Similar kind of thing going on with the shoes, just maybe less of an impressive pattern. We've got Mickey with the pie wedge eyes, with the double pin back, with the words, which we'll read on the back of the key, because there's not going to be a pin back in front of them there. But it's nice, gold trim, fits in with the rest of the series. No book to put them in this time. I guess still because, I think I've said this maybe in an earlier video in the series, that, when they released the Mickey Mouse Memories in 2018, yeah, they had that little book to put the pins in. And then when they released Minnie Mouse in 2020, they had a similar book to put her pins in. But I guess because you already have a Mickey book and a Minnie book, they didn't make another Mickey book to put these pins in, so they just go as they are, I suppose. Still, decent looking pin. Like the hat, like we got the little parrot there on the hat. Same parrot, looks like, maybe? Yes? No? I think so. But it is Series 5 of 12. And yeah, we're almost halfway through. And, we're over halfway through the year. But we're almost halfway through this collection as well. We're through May. Moving up in size, we're on to the Key, Series 5 of 12 as well. Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. And again, I think Pirates had this kind of issue. The way the paint's done on this, it gives it almost a little bit of a plastic look to it, visually. I know it's kind of hard to see on camera because the plastic wrap glares something awful, and you can see the camera and the light on the camera and me waving to you, hello. But you can't see the actual key. I think that's better. Also, And it may just be, it may look a little blurry just in general because I'm too close to the camera. But I feel like the head here, the paint on the head just feels a little off to me. Like maybe the paint in general is a little sloppier on this one because like there's some significant paint bleed on the post there that's onto the background. But the sculpt is quite nice. You can see some tikis down there. Of course, you got the 50th logo teeth, as you have had on this whole collection. And on the back, we have the words that'll be very similar to the ones on Mini, if not exactly the same. So let's read the words. Welcome to your Polynesian-inspired paradise. Opening in the Magic Kingdom Park at Walt Disney World Resort on October the 1st, 1971, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room creates a swinging extravaganza using audio animatronics figures. In this Adventureland experience, you can sing along with a menagerie of wild, exotic birds, colorful flowers, and tiki statues. And then again the same in French. But we don't speak French. We don't speak French at all. So we won't try to do anything with the French side. But again, another nice one to this collection. We have 5 of these now in their big chunky plastic VHS reminiscent boxes. They make VHS reminiscent to me at least. And yeah, I feel like this may be my least favorite so far. I think it really is just because the parrot looks wrong to me. I don't know why. I mean, the paint bleed I'm really not that concerned about, but his head, I don't know, is it? There's the head on the pin, and there's a head on the key. I mean, it looks like his head's like a little squished in maybe, like the beak doesn't stick out quite far enough. Is it just me? Let me know in the comment below if you think that the proportions on the parrot here are a little different than the proportions on the parrot on the pin. But we looked at the key, now we must move on to the next size up, which is, of course, the ears. Yes, we have our tiki ears. Now, for those of you who've watched any of these videos, or even going back to the Minnie Mouse videos, because I had definitely started doing them by May, because the world had ended by then, and I was home a lot, and started doing a lot more videos at that point. But the Tiki Room ears are the one set of ears from Minnie Mouse the Minute Attraction that we never did get. We'd ordered them, and Shop Disney canceled them, and then put them up for sale again the next day without offering them to people who they'd already canceled from. And we missed out. We never got them. And now, I mean, looking at resellers, there are some that just don't look right. And we're concerned about ending up with a fake. So we have just continued to not snap at any that are reasonably priced and not pay way too much for ones that cost way too much. But looking at the ears, my wife actually already looked at these, and she did not like them as much as some of the other ears. This is not her favorite. She didn't like the way that the hat here is tilted forward, but I really feel that's intentional, so it's more visible on the front of your head with the ears. I mean, it's sticking out the back would be fine from the rear, but it doesn't do much from the front. We have a pattern which looks like it's going to be very similar to what we see on Mickey's shirt. We've got our little parrot friend again, kind of a common thing throughout the whole collection this time around, and some, I don't know if those are real feathers or fake feathers, but they're feathers. They're not like felt ones, which we've had on I think on some of the other. I think Minnie has like fake feathers, like foam feathers on her. We'll look at that when we get to that in a minute. We got kind of like a jute hat, very stiff fabric. It's not bent up by mistake, it's actually stitched or glued that way. It doesn't come down, so it's not like it's bent or anything. And then on here we do have, upside down of course, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room logo. And unlike some of the last ones at least, there's no pinching on the fabric. I didn't like the pinching on the fabric by the ears. And this set of ears at least doesn't seem to have that issue. And then of course on the back, we've got Walt Disney World 50. And the card on this is did not come pre-folded, so I'm going to kind of just leave it the way it was. But again, I think these are still available on Shop Disney as well, or I think at least they were yesterday. Well, of course, we've got the big CVS receipt tag hanging off of it with all the instructions that you need to know for them to legally sell it in various places around the world. But and on the edge of the ears, we have kind of that faux leather. I think it's almost supposed to look like the trunk of a palm tree, the way the creases are on it. But it's definitely, it's like that vegan leather stuff. I think they're nice. I don't really, I'm not gonna say like they're not my favorite ears, because I don't really have favorite ears. I'm kind of more in this for like the plush and the pin, to be honest. So I don't really have super strong opinions on the ears. At least I don't think I have so far. I could be lying and just not remember it. But those are the ears. Let's move on to the last part of the collection, or at least the last part we got. We did not get the backpack on this one. Intentionally, no missing out on it and deciding an hour later we wanted it. No backpack this time. So let's move on to the last part of our collection, and I would argue the most important part of it. Minnie Mouse's mate, Mickey Mouse, the main attraction, Tiki Room Edition. And again, the fabric on the clothing is not the same pattern, like even remotely. Similar styles, much more dark, vivid green here, but everything else here is actually a pretty good match. We've got this kind of soft, canvasy face and hands. We've got the same kind of vaguely soft jute. My wife doesn't like this Mickey as much. She likes the flowers on Minnie's shoes, where Mickey's shoes are kind of plain, but I feel like his shoes have been pretty plain this whole collection. They're just kind of Mickey shoes. His shoes usually aren't like super fancy. I mean, Minnie's aren't usually super fancy either. They're just a little more decorated than Mickey's. But we do, of course, have the same parrot, birds of paradise, and fake foamy feathers on the top. And yeah, see, she has like a foam, like a felt-backed foam feather. And he actually does it the same. They're like the same style. They may actually be the same. No, well, they're meant to look like the same feathers. Same bird. He's got a little bent up by the brim of his hat, but I think that's okay. Got here on the back, of course, Walt Disney World 50. Got a big tag. We got a little tail. And, I mean, he's not the most impressive one we've seen so far. I still think Pirates is the most impressive, and keeping in mind, of course, we haven't seen the Tea Party one. That one looks like it should be pretty good too. But he's nice, and I don't think, he doesn't bring her up, she doesn't bring him up. In fact, I'm gonna say he kind of looks more touristy to me. She looks, I don't know, she looks fine. I don't have any real, like, complaints about her. But he does look like he is on vacation, doesn't he? It's that shirt. It's this, like, you know, kind of fat guy Hawaiian shirt he's wearing that just makes him look like he's on vacation. And I mean, comparing them, I feel like his face is maybe a little bit darker, hers is a little paler. So maybe even a little bit softer. Now, that could also be just that she's 2 years older and, you know, she's maybe softened up a little bit. I'm going to say here, the ears though, the ears and the arms, I'm going to say that's a pretty good color match. If it's different, it's very, very subtly different. And yeah, the ribbon on his doesn't really match the ribbon on hers, but I mean, they do clearly go together. But yeah, I'm going to go with my wife. I don't think he's quite as nice as she is. And I mean, of course, she's got the same issue we had previously with the waist of the dress being a little too high, making it pooch out. But this is there's enough layers here that it's not as obvious as it was in the last one. Oh, and I will have to agree with my wife on this one as well, is that the hat, well, I thought that kind of would look okay when you wore it on your head. At least on this head, it does make it very hard to put it on there because it kind of wants to push the whole thing up. You see, it's like this kind of air gap here. Now, on a real person, your hair is going to fill that. And of course, your head's going to have a little more give to it than this does. But yeah, the hat maybe is not as cool as I thought it was going to be. Also, interesting choice to put like realistic feathers there and just put the foam ones here. But again, I think the Tiki Room mini ears also had realistic feathers, which is why some of the fake ones are a little more obvious, because they have, I think, like felt looking feathers on them instead of realistic ones. But still, overall, it is a nice collection. We're almost halfway through now, and the next set comes out on, what is it, Monday the 18th? So Not this coming Monday, but next Monday, if that's, of course, assuming you're watching this the day it comes out. If you're watching this in the year 2025, it was all long ago, and none of what I'm saying in regards to the release date actually matters. You know, also interesting choice. I know I'm rambling because I don't write these out. These aren't scripted or anything. I'm sure you couldn't tell, but kind of an interesting choice to not make this like out of the same jute as Mickey's hat. Also with a red band instead of a green band. Huh. I wonder why that is. Still, do the patterns on the clothes match? Maybe they don't. Because there's the drummer Tiki. Got. Oh no, there we go. So no, they are different. Because this has like a green background. Over here it has a yellow background. So they aren't the same fabric. They are just similar in style and appearance. What about the pin? The pin. No, the pin does appear to be based. The pattern on the pin does appear to actually match the pattern on Mickey's shirt. Yeah, a nice set. Almost halfway through this now. Next up is Peter Pan, which I still feel is an interesting choice to make it blue instead of green. But yes, I know Minnie was blue too. And maybe because just that much of Peter Pan green would be off-putting. Actually, now that I think about that, probably is what it is. The blue stars are kind of nicer to look at than Peter Pan's bright green outfit. But it's a nice collection. Still enjoying it. It has been super easy to get, unlike Minnie Mouse the Main Attraction, which was, and I know, we were in the middle of a pandemic, like the beginning of the pandemic, the period where we didn't know really what was going on when this dropped, and it was just chaos for everybody and everything. But still, I feel like they were totally unprepared for that. They're much more in a better place now with the waiting rooms and supply levels and just general overall service. But that's going to wrap it up for this week, or this video. At least there's obviously more videos this week. They're just not all going to be about Disney. They may not be any about Disney. I am out of Disneyland trip video stuff now, unless I want to piece together like walk around stuff, or maybe throw up my Tiki room. I did record the Tiki room, but I haven't watched it back. So who knows? Probably not, though. I have like a ton of snack food to try. And I'm rambling, and you probably clicked away from this video like 10 minutes ago anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I will wrap it up. I do hope you found it at all interesting or entertaining. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know, who do you think looks better, Mickey or Minnie? And do you think one of them complements the other one better? I think they look nice. They complement each other perfectly well. But, in the past I've said, that Mickey, like the Pirates of the Caribbean Mickey, made the Minnie look better. I think in the last one, I said she might have made him look a little better. This time, I don't know. Because again, he looks like he's just on vacation. Like if you gave him a suitcase to hold, he would look like he's just, got off the plane in Hawaii. Anyways, let me know which one you think looks better. And I do thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.